During a high-stakes state exam, a student's myoelectric prosthetic hand suddenly malfunctions. The motors begin whining, the fingers curl inward, and the grip tightens far beyond normal pressure. The student alerts the proctor, Mr. Rogers, explaining that the prosthetic is failing and that this is a medical emergency. Mr. Rogers refuses to intervene, citing state testing protocol. No disruptions, no exceptions. Within seconds, the situation escalates. Plastic joints crack. Gray smoke rises from the wrist as the motors overheat. The smell of burning plastic fills the room. Classmates notice. One whispers that the arm is smoking. The student begs to use the emergency release, but Mr. Rogers threatens automatic failure for touching an electronic device during the exam. The prosthetic jerks violently, slamming into the desk hard enough to crack it. Blood begins running down the student's arm and dripping onto the test paper. Several classmates stand up and demand help. Mr. Rogers silences them, threatening expulsion, scholarships, and permanent consequences. When a student tries to leave to get help, he physically blocks the door. The classroom doors are locked automatically under testing policy. No one is allowed to leave for 13 minutes. The pain becomes unbearable. The prosthetic rotates past its normal range of motion. The student is bleeding heavily and close to passing out. Multiple students beg Mr. Rogers to stop. Instead, he accuses the student of attention-seeking and faking an emergency. Then he grabs the prosthetic. He yanks with both hands. The implanted titanium post surgically drilled into the student's bone rips out. Muscle tissue and nerves tear free. Blood sprays across multiple desks. The student collapses to the floor, losing consciousness as classmates scream. Students try to force the door. One smashes a window with a chair. A janitor arrives with master keys and unlocks the room. Emergency services are finally called. At the hospital, the student undergoes 3 surgeries and loses 40% of their blood. Doctors confirm that minutes more would have been fatal. Mr. Rogers is arrested in the parking lot, still holding the prosthetic with tissue attached. Despite this, the testing board places him on paid administrative leave. A video from the classroom leaks online, sparking public outrage. The school district attempts damage control, offering money in exchange for silence and pushing a non-disclosure agreement. The student refuses, demanding policy changes instead. A civil attorney uncovers damning evidence. Testing rooms had no medical overrides. Prior complaints existed against Mr. Rogers, and doors were designed to stay locked even during emergencies. Student walkouts, media pressure, and legal action force the district to act. The final outcomes include permanent revocation of Mr. Rogers' teaching license, criminal conviction, civil settlement covering medical costs, and mandatory policy changes. Emergency override buttons are installed in all classrooms. Medical emergencies are prioritized over testing protocol. Months later, the student receives a new prosthetic and continues therapy. The trauma remains, but the system that failed them is changed. The story ends not with revenge, but with survival and reform bought at an unimaginable cost.